Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. Today's episode, we're going to talk about what they are doing in Austria as of Monday. So, as of Monday, the Australian Chancellor, Alexander Schallenberg, if I said that name right, wants to lock down unvaccinated people only. So, I hope you guys heard that. Unvaccinated people, as of Monday in Austria, will be locked down. They will only be able to go out to go food shopping, go to work, or stretch their legs. Whatever the fuck that means. So this was a idea they floated back in September. They said that if the ICUs at the hospitals reach 30% capacity, they're going to have to lock these people down for the duration. There's no set expiration date on this. There's no set ending on it. Sorry, right? So right now the ICUs in Austria are at 20% capacity, maybe 25 now. All right, 25%. So they're being preemptive, I guess, and locking them down now as of Monday. So now, unvaccinated people cannot be outside walking around unless they're stretching their legs, which I don't know again, I do not know what that means, because you could be like, I'm bored, I'm gonna go outside. And so you get stopped by the police, who are going to be sort of enforcing it, because they're enforcing it through spot check. So like say every 12th person, they'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. All right, that guy, pull him over. Let's stop him, right? And so now they stop you. If you spit on the sidewalk, they can stop you and check your vaccination status. The vaccination status works in Austria by vaccinated, having COVID within the last 6 months, and or testing negative recently. I don't know what the time frame on that is. But nonetheless, guys, this is the worst position to be in that country, because you're starting what the Germans did back in Germany with the Jews. Now you're telling unvaccinated people you can't go outside unless you're going to work, and you better be going to work, right? So if you're outside on a Friday night in Austria, you better be stretching your legs or going to get the essential. Now, shopping means food shopping. That means the essential items, right? So you can't go, I guess you can't go clothing shopping. Like you can't go buy the new PlayStation or Xbox or whatever the fuck's out there these days. You can't go buy those. You can only buy essentials, and you can only and even then, guys, even with the essentials, even with shopping, the unvaccinated in Austria still were already being restricted. They were being restricted from the beginning, right? They were being restricted from shopping, again, like just regular shopping, going to venues, bars, restaurants, movie theaters, and even going to get their hair done. Hairstylist, barber, they were out on that. They were already being restricted on that, on those activities, if you will. So now they're telling them they can't even go outside. Now, I think 64% of Austria is vaccinated, right? So you still have a large number of fucking people, guys, who are not vaccinated, right? Again, who is it? 36% of the population is not vaccinated. So now you're going to force more people to get vaccinated so that they can hang outside. So now those people who are unvaccinated, if they happen to get stopped, they can get a fine. And the fine is up to 1,450 euros. That's $1,660 in American, all right? So imagine finding somebody over $1,000 for just being outside. They're not even doing anything. They're minding their business in a park, perhaps, walking around, and they're going to be fined over $1,000 if they get caught. Now, when I was talking about the police enforcing this, right? The police, now, any interaction with the cops in Austria, you are automatically going to be checked. Your vaccination status is automatically going to be checked. So you could punch somebody in the face and they're like, wait, before we get to that, are you vaccinated? Where's your vaccine card, right? And then if you're not, then you get fined on top of getting arrested, right? If you spit on the sidewalk, let's go get that dude, right? If you fucking, trip in the street and you fall and the cops come over, well, before you attend to your injuries, what's your vaccine status? Because every interaction with cops, they're going to check your vaccination status. Every interaction. So again, whether you get hurt, whether you get into a car accident. Now I'm being a little dramatic with them checking your vaccination status first before your injuries. I'm being a little dramatic about it. I'm pretty sure they're going to attend to your injuries first, then check your status. But you get my point. My point is that they are automatically going after your vaccination status, guys, when they question you for anything. Right? So after they get through whatever they have to get through, then they're going to ask your vaccination status. If you're hurt, they're probably going to wait till you get to the hospital to check your vaccination status. This is fucking bullshit. This is beyond bullshit. Now, Austria, as of right now, is the only country to impose such a lockdown on unvaccinated people only. So if you're unvaccinated, you are on lockdown. It's the only country to do that, and there are other countries going to follow soon. Russia right now has a stay-at-home order for anyone over 60 years old. So that's pretty restrictive for those who are 60 years old. It did not say if they were vaccinated or not. They just said if you're over 60, you're staying home. In Australia, Victoria, Australia to be exact, citizens were allowed to emerge from lockdown by October 29th, or on October 29th, if they were fully vaccinated. But, which is a little confusing, is if you're unvaccinated, you are going to remain under these restrictions well through 2022. So that means, I guess, not going to movie theaters. The same shit as Austria, minus being unvaccinated. Now, they're letting unvaccinated people in Australia, I guess, walk around and stuff like that. Depends on what state you're in Australia. Sorry. I know that some are stricter than others. I know that some people who are coming down with COVID are being put in these camps in Australia. But as of right now, Austria is the only country telling unvaccinated to stay home. Sounds a little like Songbird, if you ask me, right? Songbird, if you were unvaccinated, you stayed home, you worked from home. The only ways for you to get in or out of there was to wear a bracelet on your wrist to show people that you were either vaccinated or you were immune, right? It's the same thing going to happen here, because eventually, guys, the cops are going to get tired of spot checking, and they're going to be like, we need a better system to let us know who's vaccinated and who's not. That is coming next, guys. That is absolutely coming next. Now, for something like that to happen here in the United States, I think it's less likely. I'm not going to say it's impossible. I think it's less likely because we have something called guns. We have the greatest equalizer on this planet. And we have people who would absolutely push back. Vaccinated and unvaccinated alike will be in the streets fucking causing havoc. Now, in Austria, they are protesting. They are giving the government their fucking ass. But leave it to mainstream media not to show it here. So initially, when you hear about what's going on in Austria, you're reading it, you're like, oh shit, look at that. And they're not protesting because I don't hear anything. Well, if you go to Epoch Times and you pull up what's going on in Austria, they'll show you videos of them protesting out there and giving it to them. All right. So they're not just, they're in the streets by the tens of thousands. So we won't hear that here. Why won't we hear it here, guys? Because mainstream media doesn't want to give us any ideas on how to push back if they implement something like this. Though mainstream media fails to realize that we're already planning this shit. We already know that this might be coming. Like I said, I think the likeliness of it happening is not there, but we are still preparing for it to happen in case it does. It's why we prep, right? Why we prepare, guys. It's because when this shit happens, we'll be ready to fire off. But as of right now, I don't see it happening, at least not yet. And Austria is fighting back. So doesn't matter what you hear in the news or you're not hearing in the news, Austria is absolutely fighting back. All right, guys, this is the Angry Prepper channel. Thank you for watching. You can like and subscribe to this channel. You can follow me on the Angry Truths channel and the Angry Lensman channel. And other than that, guys, see you in the next video.